The old days. I used to put Pokemon Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, and some Pokemon ROM hack in the background with my Mono Psychic team. But I stopped doing that because Nintendo has a history of copyright striking people who have or use emulation or put footage up they're not happy with. So I would love to put the new Pokemon game in the background, but obviously I gotta stick to this Elden Ring footage I recorded. Anyway, I did buy the game after I mentioned it last video, right? The new Pokemon game. I'm gonna give an honest take on everything so far. Just prefacing, because I played every Pokemon game. Being honest, I'm about 12 hours in. And 6 of those hours were in a tutorial. Not even lying. 6 of those 12 hours I've invested so far, I've been spoon-fed, babied, cutscenes, and actually let's start off with that. Let's start off with the cutscenes, right? I'm enjoying the game, kinda. Here's a screenshot of my team so far. Yeah, if you're new to this channel, you never seen me play Pokemon, you would know I beat every Pokemon game with Mono Psychics, right? Like I mentioned. So I'm doing it with this one, hence my team. But let's talk about these 12 hours. This game, I can sense the direction. I like it. There's a focus on storytelling. The storyline has me hooked so far. I am curious about a lot of things. I do like the characters. Most of it is somewhat immersive of an experience, the story, right? Other times things are forced, as usual, being a little kid and you're basically bombarded with the duty to essentially save the population or save the world. I don't know why video games keep using this same foundation. I don't know. Hey, let's not we could slowly ease a huge responsibility onto the main character, but no, this game, it just straight early tells you without spoiling much that you essentially have to save the city. But why? For who? For what purpose? I won't spoil it for those who haven't played. Look, here's the problem. Nintendo, again, I am enjoying the story and the cutscenes, but this is what takes up 6 hours worth of gameplay in this tutorial here. What takes so long with these cutscenes is that they have millions of dialogue. Bro, I didn't buy a book, okay? I'm not here to read a book. It felt like so far I have. I felt like I read 100 pages in a Harry Potter book. This would be resolved if there was some sort of, narration, voice acting. I know people don't like AI, but man, put some text to speech or something with voices. Listen, if y'all don't want to put the money up to hire voice actors, bro, like for real, it's just, I can't. I'm tired of reading. I'm tired of reading people talk to me. It would have saved at least 5 hours worth of content if you just made the characters talk. I have to read everything, bro. And what really aggravates me about this is that this is crazy, by the way. And if you played the game so far, I'm not lying. Man, what is the point of these dialogue options? At certain points, they allow us to give different answers, right? To a question that an NPC will ask us. Does it matter if it doesn't do anything to the engagement? In the game where you're adding cutscenes and cinematic presentation, the player should be allowed to engage more into what's going on by expressing what they feel about what they're involved in, right? But you give us these dialogue options to act like we are engaged in the story, we are part of the story, but they don't do anything to the story. The NPCs are always going to respond the same way no matter what you say to them. Which brings me to the next thing, which, P.S. lazy. I told you, no voice actors, none of that stuff, right? Yet y'all don't even write more dialogue? That could have been crazy. Which, again, brings me to the next point. The NPCs in this game. Look, don't listen to the reviews. Okay, I don't know where this came from. Maybe it's this echo chamber of people in the YouTube comment sections who are like disgruntled or something. The city is not empty. That is cap, but is not packed. Okay, it's not empty, but it's not packed. It's no New York City, but there are plenty of NPCs around, but they're useless. So it's like, bro, this is what crazy. This is why I understand why people are complaining about this. It's like every other Pokemon game. You enter a town, a city, a village, whatever. There are NPCs everywhere, right? They give you random trivia or say random things, and you just move on with your life. These NPCs in this game, this is what's weird about this. They never blink. It's scary. They're like zombies. They rarely show facial expressions. Again, they never blink. They seem stiff like mannequins. You have to look very hard to notice that they're breathing. It's very unsettling. Like, I don't know. It's like no animations. I don't know. If you want to make that argument, and they stand still. Like, they stand like, not a T-pose, but they stand like they're in a coffin or something. And if you want to make the argument that the city doesn't feel alive, or like this game doesn't feel alive because of the lack of NPCs, I don't agree with you. But I can agree with the argument that this game doesn't feel alive in the instance where I feel like there is no liveliness in the city, when everyone looks like a cardboard mannequin. And look, I don't really care about these interiors. I've seen people say, like, critique how, like, oh, we're in one city yet we can't go inside buildings. Honestly, I don't think that's an unfair critique people have. I don't think it's unfair to feel that way. But whenever I play Pokemon games, this is why it doesn't bother me. Whenever I played a Pokemon game, I barely went inside buildings or houses. I barely went inside unless I need to go inside to get something because I knew something was in there. So it doesn't bother me. But another thing to add about the lack of liveliness, since I'm early in the game, but maybe there's more to this, okay? But this game needs more variety with things to do in the city. That's the problem with the liveliness. I don't want to sit here for the rest of the game climbing rooftops, going into battle zones and wild Pokemon areas, and then that's it. These side missions, by the way, there's like a bunch of side missions in this game, man. It's like Skyrim or Fallout. Go here, collect this, and come back to me. That's literally what it is. Where are the other activities that were in older games that made things more interesting? I want to do contests. I don't mind doing mini games of other things. I don't mind the silly activities we could do on the side in older games. That's what made certain areas lively. That's what made towns and cities and villages in older games, and even other games not related to Pokemon, more lively. Something about an area offers something to keep us entertained, something that keeps it memorable. I've been around most to all of the city in this game, and it's the same three activities: climb rooftops, wild Pokemon area, and at nighttime, we battle to the death. Also, that reminds me, traveling in the city is not fun. It's just not fun. I'm happy for fast traveling, but can we get like a bike or something? Running is slow in this game. Dashing is slow. It's not fast enough, okay? Like, I would like something better, but I have a theory why there isn't like a bike or anything like that, or roller skates, whatever. Again, I didn't beat the game yet, so I don't know if something does show up later, okay? So apologies if I'm wrong about this. But my theory is they didn't implement something like this, like a bike, because the city is kind of small. So since you can't leave this small city area, they don't want people to further critique how small the map is or become more conscious of how small the map is. Smaller map, and it's easier to tell that it's tiny if you're on a bike or something, because it gets you from one point to the other side faster than ever. You know what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Now, I actually do like the combat, though I do feel like it's repetitive and can lack strategy at times. I do find myself button mashing. Feels like I'm playing you ever play those Naruto games? Like, that's how it feels like. It's like, it's like I'm barely using strategy here. But this, I won't lie. Even though I'm saying this, I like this more than the traditional battle system in Pokemon. If I could make a suggestion to make everyone happy, it would be nice in future games, and hopefully maybe an update, we can switch between this system that's in this game and the classic battle system. Can you imagine playing like a traditional Pokemon game, like older Pokemon games, with this type of combat that's in this game? It's fast paced, keep you on your toes. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to me. People kept saying in reviews, and honestly, they may be lying about this. Or again, this is with this echo chamber crap. Okay? I'm on a Nintendo Switch 1. I don't have a 2. I was gonna buy a 2. I didn't buy one. I was like, I'm just gonna buy this game and see how it runs. If I don't like how it runs, I'll buy a Switch 2, right? This game runs completely fine on Switch 1. The loading screens are no longer than 4 seconds maximum. People are saying, oh, the loading screens are going to be a problem because, if you go to Switch 2, it'll be faster. This game loads so fast, I can't even read the hints that show up on the screen in time. Man, you go through a scene, they'll show like a little hint about this game, and then it's like a paragraph. Bro, I can't read that in 3 seconds, okay? And, they won't even allow you to read it. It just skips the page, And I don't know if they advertised the Switch 2 to be better for the game, but they probably did. But maybe they exaggerated it. Yet I haven't experienced a single issue. My game is smooth, fast, and the textures, I don't really notice it that much. Pokemon was never known for spectacular graphics. Like, what are you trying to play, like a modded Skyrim? Like, what do you guys want? You guys want like a high, huge definition, ultra cyberpunk type of thing. I have very low expectations. Pokemon was never meant for graphics. It was never graphical at least. I don't sit there counting pixels on my screen like a neckbeard talking about something isn't in 4K. I guess it hurts people's soul that badly that they can't enjoy the game because the pavement isn't in 8K. Also, I've seen footage of the game on Switch 2. Like, people have made comparison videos, right? Bro, on Switch 2, this game isn't even 8K still. For real, it barely looks any different, okay? What are y'all crying about then? The game looks practically the same on both versions. Okay, one is a little bit more crispier. Big whoop. Big deal. I guess you can't play the game? This game isn't even good looking on the Switch 2. Let's start with that, okay? So I feel bad for everybody who bought a Switch 2 for this game. You got scammed. Get your money back. Bro, use your Switch 1 and buy this game. You'll still enjoy every single experience. And look, well, maybe only buy a Switch 2 for those game exclusive Switch 2 games that come out in the future, whatever. And since I'm mentioning looks, boy, this character creation is crazy. It's so dry. You can only pick one hairstyle, and you can only change it later in the game when you have access to the stores and the barbers, which is like 3 hours into the tutorial, by the way. Just letting y'all know. So you got to rock that weird hairstyle or the default hairstyle for about 3 hours. And if you're a slow reader, or, you never played Pokemon before, maybe 5 hours, okay? The clothes are also very limited. It's nothing special. I'm not too excited about it. And I feel like that's the only reason so far in this game I've needed to spend money, by the way. That's the thing. This game has so many items that are just on the floor in the city. You could find potions, revives, Pokeballs, evolution stones. You could find everything just laying around. And it's in abundance, okay? It's not like scarce resources. I have so much money, I don't need to use it. So the only thing I've ever bought with my money so far in this game is clothes. That's really it. My last thing to mention here, as I wrap this up, is multiplayer. Remember I was saying in the older video I've been playing Pokemon Go with somebody? It's a good way to work out, get some exercise, walk the dog, and game at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to game and, get a workout in. Pokemon Go allows you to party with people, right? More than one person. You guys can collect Pokemon together and battle together. You could battle each other. You guys can trade. But it seems in this game, I know Pokemon Go is a completely different thing, but hear me out. In this game, all you can do is battle and trade. It's 2025. Gonna be 2026 soon. We can't explore with our friends still? Come on, cuh. Pokemon Go, I'm out here with my friend doing Dynamax battles, raids, fighting bad guys, the Pokemon Team Go Rocket or something, or Pokemon Rocket Go, whatever. I'm out here with my friend doing Dynamax battles and stuff like this. And we collect Pokemon we both see on the map, synchronize. Why does this game still have an outdated multiplayer system? This type of multiplayer system is something that you'd find in the game in like 2011. I think games in 2011 even allowed you to explore with each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and see, remember what I said about the liveliness of the city, right? And you heard what I just said about Pokemon Go, about like Dynamax and raids. Maybe it's not in the game yet. I don't know. I didn't beat it. Maybe there are raids or Dynamax. I don't know. Okay, but you could spoil that for me in the comments, by the way. But it doesn't seem like these activities are available. This is what I mean. The city, I want to do more stuff. That's the main issue with this game for me. Everything else, I kind of enjoy. I'm having fun. I won't lie. It's a $60 game. I think maybe it should be $34.99. Pretty much half the price. Like this game seems finished, but the city isn't. So I guess it's technically the game isn't finished then. But the city needs more work. Forget what everyone is saying about the lack of NPCs. For real, forget that. Who cares? Nobody wants to see. Well, I guess I wouldn't say nobody, because I guess I'm wrong, because there are people who want to see this, okay? But I feel like nobody wants to see 150 NPCs rendered on your screen, while Pokemon are roaming around at the same time and trainers are hunting you down. Yet people aren't complaining about that. Oh, why is it this city doesn't have enough NPCs? That's not the real problem. It's the lack of things to do in the city. Y'all care so much about pixels on your screen and goofy anti-aging NPCs walking around the city giving you trivia that you will forget in 30 seconds. Where are the activities? And I think we already know how this is going to go. When I bought this game on the Nintendo store, it prompted me to buy the DLC right after, by the way. And the DLC isn't even available yet, as far as unless I misread it. It's coming out in 2026. So you could buy the DLC, but you can't access the features in 2026. Okay, interesting. So you know how this is going to go. A lot of activities will be behind DLCs. This is like the base game. This is like Sims without any of the DLCs or the expansion packs. So my opinion, should you get this game? I wouldn't say no. But if you don't set the bar too high for your entertainment value, you'll be fine. But expect redundancy. Dude, expect redundancy. Focus more on the music, which I think the music in this game is great. Focus on the music. Focus on the story. Immerse yourself into it. Enjoy the combat if you can, but again, there are issues with this, This is just my take and my first impressions. This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.